I want to speak to those of you who are going through a high conflict divorce and think that you can take your child away from their other parent. I want you to listen to me carefully. I see this sort of thing all the time, and I can't believe in this day and age that there are still people who think that alienation is a fallacy. I see you. I know what you are doing. And let me tell you how this is going to turn out for you. You might win the battle now. You might get the upper hand in this divorce. In fact, you might succeed in taking your child into your control, keeping them away from their other parent. You might get into their heads and tell them all sorts of stories that they're going to buy. They're going to believe you because they trust you, because they're young, because they're gullible and impressionable. And you might win this time round. You might feel great because you're the only parent in your child's life. You're everything to them and they are everything to you. Wonderful. But let me tell you, they're not going to always be the young, impressionable little boy or girl that they are now. They're going to grow up and eventually they're going to figure out what you've been doing. And you know what? They're going to resent you for it. They're going to hate you for robbing them of their childhood. They're going to be bitterly angry with you for taking away their other parent, for stealing half of their family and half of their life from them. They'll hate your guts. They will want nothing to do with you. Yes, I know this because I see this happen every day. I talk to these adult children who grow up and figure out what they had been put through their entire childhood. But this is not the end of it. What you are doing is creating generational trauma with your actions, with your hatred, with your strife, with your bitterness, with your meanness, with your contempt, with the despicable actions that you take every day, with the lies that you spread, with the defamation that you plant all over the place. This whole campaign that you are running against your partner or your spouse or your co-parent, this is generational trauma in the making, and you are the creator of it. You are the expert manipulator. You are the abusive one. You are the sick one. Do you know what happens? Your child's going to figure out who you are, who you really are, and they're going to hate you. They will want nothing to do with you. And this is where the generational trauma comes in. Your life is messed up, and you have now fucked up your child's life as well. But when they realize what you've been doing, they will reject you, and they will keep their children from you. They wouldn't want you anywhere near their children now that they know and understand how sick you actually are. And what happens is now we sit with 3 generations that are sick, 3 generations with abnormal lives, 3 generations that have to cope with what you are doing right now. And the worst part is that your child, one day when they figure out what you've been up to, they sit in a situation where one parent is totally estranged from them because you orchestrated that. And suddenly they realize that the only other parent, you, who they come to rely on, whom they've trusted their entire lives, have actually deceived them, have actually betrayed them, have actually robbed them of so much that they have a right to have in their lives. So they're suddenly going to find them with no parent at all. They're going to be like orphans. They're going to deal with so much loss and so much grief, because remember, they've been grieving the loss of one parent their entire lives, and now they're losing you too. Added onto that, they have to deal with questioning their own judgment, questioning their own instinct, because they ask themselves, how could I not see what was going on? How could I not realize what she was doing? How could I have been so stupid to be led and to allow her to brainwash me like that? How could I have allowed her to turn me against my other parent? Those are all deep, deep issues that they have to deal with, that they have to work through, that they have to resolve for themselves. That day when they realize what a motherfucker you've been. So they're suddenly with no parents, no family. Their children are suddenly with no grandparents. And you know what? This is all you're doing. This is all the result of everything that you are doing today. Everything that you've meticulously planned and executed over the last how many years to get rid of that other parent, to erase your child's other parent from their lives. This is the result of what you are putting together right now. Generational trauma. Tremendous, tremendous issues for your child to have to work through. Pain, loss, grief that they need to overcome. So many things that they need to make sense of that are damn near impossible to make sense of, because what you're doing is senseless. What you're doing is cruel. What you're doing is unthinkable. It's inhumane to try and remove your child's other parent from your life. And it doesn't matter whether you're a mother or a father, the impact is the same. But you know what's the best part? You are going to grow up rejected, pushed aside, estranged. You're going to grow old alone. You're going to be all by yourself, because nobody is going to want to have anything to do with you. You will be the one who will be raised. You will be the one who will be erased from everybody else's lives. And that you will only have yourself to thank for. So this is what you're setting up for yourself. Generational trauma, and at the end of the day, the one who's going to suffer the most is you. Because the good thing is that your child can heal. The good thing is that your grandchildren can heal. But you, there's not much that you can do. Yeah, this is how it's going to turn out. So think about it. This is the future that you are mapping out for your family, for your child or your children. This is what you are doing. This is what you're setting them up for, because you're too short-sighted to realize the incredible harm that you're doing, the incredible pain that you are causing. Trauma upon trauma upon trauma. In fact, you are a master creator of complex trauma. You make me sick. Your own child will one day despise you. That's what's waiting for you. And the generations thereafter will be ashamed of you. Your name will not be spoken. You will not be remembered. You will be despised. The only legacy that you are going to leave behind is one of destruction, one of failure, one of shame. And you don't see that now, but I see this every other day. This happens all over the world. Alienation. Alienation is orchestrated by mothers and fathers all over the world, driven by hatred, resentment, misplaced anger, judgment, issues. I don't know what the fuck it is, but you're fucked up, the whole lot of you. It's the cruelest thing ever. I think parental alienation is the worst disease of our time. It is rife. And it's generational trauma in the making. Yeah, right. Your child trusts you, believes everything you say. They look up to you. They admire you. They rely on you. And you're taking advantage of them. You are abusing your position of power. You are abusing your child on a daily basis to expose them to the despicable things that you concoct and plan and devise and connive to try and get the other parent out of your lives. You should be ashamed of yourself. You should be ashamed of yourself. You have no idea what harm you are doing to that very child who you claim to love so much. You have no idea.